it wouldn't.
Well, you mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even, yeah.
No, because I don't fake it. I literally, it has to.
I couldn't kiss a man either. That's true. And that does not
I
make
would
me...
cut my lips off.
Yeah, no. Well,
I would.
okay,
if I kiss some man, I would cut my lips.
In the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring.
There's a group of individuals out there, and we don't know whether they're minorities or whether they are a majority of the people in America, and not to mention the world, who has mixed feelings about homosexuality.
Fucking controversy all over again. And this time he's riding hard for Terrence Howard. Terrence just dropped a bomb calling out Hollywood for allegedly pressuring black actors to either smooch another man on screen or throw on a dress for a role. Yeah, he said he's turned down major roles because it didn't sit right with him to kiss a man, and now Katt is jumping in with backup, and he's not holding back one bit.
It's seen in there. It's seen in those places. But for me, with my constitution of what matters as a man, for me,
yeah,
that's the part that...
Katt claims this ain't just about playing gay roles. It's part of a deeper agenda to strip strong black men of their masculinity. He's calling it what some have whispered about for years, an intentional effort to emasculate black men in the spotlight. People used to say Katt was just wilding out with his conspiracy talk, brushing him off like he was out of pocket. But now that Terrence Howard is echoing the same message, folks are starting to listen and question what's really going on in the industry.
That needs to be told.
I will let you know what happened with that. I was over at Quincy Jones' house. I'm not dropping names. I'm just giving credibility to what I'm about what I'm
never
saying.
Drop names. De Niro told me that.
Yeah. So, but I'm asking Quincy. I'm hearing rumors that Marvin was gay, and I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes.
Oh.
He went around it with everything, and I was like, no, and I'm like, I could not. Yeah, well, it would have been that, but they would have wanted to do that, and I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Well, you mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even, yeah.
No, because I don't fake it. I literally, it has to.
I couldn't kiss a man either. That's true. And that does not
I
make
would
me...
cut my lips off.
Yeah, no. Well,
I would.
Okay,
if I kiss some man, I would cut my lips off.
Well, I would not do that. But it does not make me homophobic to not want to kiss him.
Word on the street is Katt and Terrence might even launch a podcast together to air out everything they've seen behind the scenes. If that actually happens, Hollywood better get ready, because secrets might start spilling like crazy. But what exactly did Katt and Terrence say about this so-called agenda targeting strong black men? Let's break it all the way down.
No one wants to tell you how to...
Do what you love to do, but don't do it at me. Don't aim it at me. And I can't play that character 100%. I can't surrender myself to a place that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And so that's the end part of that story of what I had to let go.
Well, I can understand.
Terrence Howard just won't stop shaking things up. After going viral last month for claiming Diddy tried to get with him, that wild accusation, he's now dropping even more bombshells. On a recent episode of Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, Terrence revealed he once turned down a chance to play Marvin Gaye. Why? Because the role would have required him to kiss another man, and Terrence wasn't having it. He said he heard some things at Quincy Jones's house, rumors about Marvin Gaye, that made him look at that role real sideways. When Bill Maher pushed him for more details, Terrence stood firm. He said it's not about hate. He swore he's not homophobic, but he just couldn't see himself doing it for real on screen. I'd cut my lips off before I kiss a man, he said. That quote alone had the internet going crazy. Of course, backlash followed fast. Critics came for him hard, labeling him homophobic and out of touch. But not everyone's dragging him. Some fans are defending his right to set boundaries, saying he shouldn't have to kiss a man to prove he's not prejudiced. And now, with Katt Williams already sounding alarms about a so-called Hollywood agenda, especially targeting black male actors, people are connecting the dots. Some call it conspiracy. Others, they think Katt and Terrence might just be pulling back the curtain on something real.
You know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice
for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are gonna say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Way before Terrence Howard ever spoke up, Katt Williams was already sounding the alarm, but nobody wanted to hear it. Folks brushed him off as crazy, bitter, or worse. The media painted him as just another troubled celebrity, calling him an addict and dismissing everything he said. But now, people are pulling out receipts. Back in 2013, right after Kevin Hart rocked that dress on SNL, Katt didn't hold back. He said it wasn't just about a man wearing a dress, it was a test, a loyalty check. Katt claimed it was about whether you're willing to play the game and bow down to the so-called Illuminati. According to him, Hollywood wants to see just how far you'll go. Most folks laughed it off like some wild Hollywood conspiracy. But now, with more actors speaking out, people are giving Katt's old interviews a second listen, and some of it's sounding way too real. Then last year, Katt pulled up to Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe and dropped even more heat. When Shannon brought up Dave Chappelle walking away from a $50 million deal over creative pressure, Katt revealed he faced the same kind of pressure too. He said he had to walk away from massive contracts because they came with some serious strings attached, and he wasn't about to sell his soul for a check. But Katt didn't stop there, not even close. He claimed Martin Lawrence personally tried to convince him to wear a dress for Big Mama's house. When Katt said no thanks, guess who took the role instead? Brandon T. Jackson. Yeah, and that decision changed his whole career path. Then during his explosive sit-down on the Joe Rogan Experience, Katt turned the heat up even more. He started talking about those secretive Hollywood parties, the ones regular folks never get. Aren't just wild after parties, and he called them rituals. And not just any rituals, he used the term be fat rituals, saying they're full of strange, uncomfortable stuff that most people would never imagine goes down behind closed doors. Once again, critics rolled their eyes and labeled it just another Katt rant. The media shrugged it off like he's just on one again. But this time, his words are hitting different. More and more people are starting to wonder if he's not just talking nonsense. Maybe he's exposing something that's been kept hidden for years. And here's the real twist. Katt's not the only one calling this out. He's not alone in saying Hollywood's been trying to put a feminine twist on black male celebrities. Other big names have echoed similar thoughts, comedians, actors, and even rappers. Just look at Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin was one of the first to call out Hollywood's strange obsession with putting black comedians in dresses, way before it became a hot topic. Back in 1999, during his movie Foolish, which he not only starred in but also wrote, Eddie dropped some serious truth bombs. In the film, he plays Miles Foolish Ways, an up-and-coming stand-up trying to break into the Hollywood game. There's this wild scene where studio execs straight up try to pressure him into wearing a dress for a role. They hit him with that same tired line. All the big stars did it, like it's some rite of passage. That scene, it wasn't just for laughs, it was a message. Eddie was already hinting that something shady was going on behind the glitz and glamour.
Everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is. So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future.
Fast forward to today, and the conversation is heating up again. Actor Jonathan Majors found himself at the center of controversy after posing for Ebony Magazine's February cover. Some fans thought the photos leaned way too feminine, accusing him of pushing that same so-called emasculation agenda, and people are starting to connect the dots. Why does it seem like so many black male stars had to put on a dress at some point in their career? Think about it. Big Mama's House, White Chicks, The Nutty Professor, Norbit, the list goes on. Fans are asking, is this just comedy? Or is there a pattern here? Some believe it's part of a deeper system in Hollywood that's been going on since the 70s and 80s, and it's finally getting called out loud and clear.
So what do you think? It's never been done before. 3 lovable drag queens driving cross-country, helping middle America solve its problems.
Y'all want me to wear a dress?
Foolish. This isn't a throwaway role. You'll be carrying the emotional energy of the movie.
Man, it's not that I don't appreciate the offer, because I do, but there's a lot of money involved.
We're talking a major motion picture here, Foolish.
I don't know, man.
Harrison.
That's Harris. So I guess that's me.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, love it.
I ain't feeling that, man. Can I say something that every actor probably want to say to a couple of gentlemen like yourselves?
Sure. Anything you want to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kiss my black...
Flip Wilson started it off way back, playing the sassy character Geraldine on his hit TV show.
Monty K Supermarket, Geraldine speaking. Oh, how you doing, killer? Yeah, they got me working at the checkout counter. You better stop that. I checked you out a long time ago.
Then the trend rolled right into the 90s. Martin Lawrence gave us Shenanay on Martin.
What do you want, Shanae?
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude, why are you always over here? I mean, don't you have a bag?
And Jamie Foxx brought Wanda to life on In Living Color. It was funny, it was iconic, but it also got people asking questions.
Called you tonight.
Hey, okay then.
I'll take you somewhere we can get wine.
For real though.
Dinner. And the whole 9 yards.
Oh yeah, but sure. You talking the kind of stuff I like. Let's go.
Let's go. I want to see my angel.
Hey,
Float.
hey, that's my
Float
song.
on.
Next came Eddie Murphy, putting on the wig and dress to play Mama and Granny Clump in the Nutty Professor series.
A lovely evening. Then I would take him home and give him hot, lovely relations. Relations are a beautiful thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
The wedding gonna be here. My baby's not getting married. My baby is not getting married.
Who there called my name?
Yeah, I called you if your name is.
And by the time we hit the 2000s, it looked like every major black comedian was getting tapped for the same kind of role. Sean and Marlon Wayans went full glam in White Chicks.
I'm sure this is gonna work. Just trust me. Follow my lead.
Tracy Morgan and Kenan Thompson made it a regular thing on Saturday Night Live.
Oh my goodness, so many bags. I am overeating. What y'all got the heat on up in here? Cause girl, I'm gonna have to take a paper towel to my underboobies.
That's so stupid.
Miguel Nunez Jr. showed up in drag in Juana Man.
What?
You look so beautiful tonight.
Have we decided on dinner?
Get me.
Stymie that. Country got you crazy. Oh, 10, 3, 5, 7.
And Brandon T. Jackson stepped into that dress in Big Mama's house.
This is my great niece, Charmaine Daisy Pierce.
Hello. Hey, so many girls. I feel like I'm at a Baskin Robbins, a festival of flavors.
And we can't forget Tyler Perry. He built an entire empire off Medea.
You going down, you understand?
I'll be glad when you go down to the graveyard and become some maggot food. Hell, I'm grown, I'm hungry. What I'm supposed to do, just sit up in this house?
A tough-talking grandma in a wig and floral moo-moo.
Among the countless atrocities inflicted upon enslaved individuals, one particularly dehumanizing practice was buck-breaking. This barbaric act involved a violation of enslaved men aimed to emasculate them and assert dominance.
At some point, this started to feel less like coincidence and more like a pattern. almost like a rite of passage for black male comedians in Hollywood. Now people are digging even deeper and connecting this trend to the ugly history of how black men have been treated in America. Historically, black men were seen as a threat, and that led to cruel, dehumanizing acts aimed at breaking their spirit. From castration to public humiliation, they were stripped of their power in brutal ways. Some even bring up buck breaking, an old term for a horrifying practice meant to destroy black masculinity. So now the question is, are all these wigs and dresses just comedy? Or could this be a modern version of that same emasculation tactic? Of course,
You miss? What is wrong with you? Can I get a beer? Can I have a beer? Dog, he act like he seen a baboon or something.
not every role in a dress is that deep, and playing a female character doesn't take away a man's worth or identity. Here's something that barely gets talked about. While people focus on black men wearing dresses, barely anyone asks how the women they portray are being shown. These characters, they're often stripped of any real respect or depth. Most of the laughs come from their looks, their weight, the way they talk, or how loud they are. Now, if you listen to the actors behind these roles, they usually say the characters come from real women they grew up around. Tyler Perry says Medea is based on his mom and aunt. Martin Lawrence says Shanae was inspired by flashy, bold women from his neighborhood, women named after luxury cars. And Jamie Foxx once said Wanda was based on girls he saw growing up. So yeah, it's rooted in real people. But the way it's shown on screen, it often turns into a punchline. And even if it's meant to be comedy, these characters tend to mock a certain type of femininity, usually working-class black women with strong personalities. Instead of honoring them, it sometimes ends up making them the joke. Now stack that on top of the whole conversation around the feminization of black masculinity, and you've got a double-layered issue, one that affects how black men and black women are seen in real life. Some people believe this constant portrayal of black men in wigs and dresses, combined with exaggerated, often ridiculed versions of black womanhood, helps push the idea that black men are less powerful, less threatening. It's starting to look like there's a quiet strategy in play, like Hollywood's trying to balance out the dominant, powerful image of black men that's so strong in hip-hop culture by softening it, watering it down.
What's your conspiracy, brother? There aren't that many conspiracy theories anymore, because we found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there. It came from somewhere. That's where it became a theory. And then it progressed to the point where it became a conspiracy theory because there was something there. See, in our industry, who pays you is who tells you what narrative you're allowed to use.
Terrence Howard spoke directly on this. He claimed that in today's system, only white men get to be shown as both strong and non-threatening. But when a black man shows strength, suddenly it's labeled as dangerous. Terrence didn't bite his tongue. He said this new formula is making most men appear effeminate, stripping away that raw confidence and inner power. He said, they allow white men to be strong, but when it's black men, it's seen as a threat. Then he dropped a heavy line. I don't want to remove a few chromosomes to fit in someone's story. That hit deep. Instead, he called for better storytelling, stories that let men be men without forcing them to shrink and still uplift and respect women at the same time. Now, Katt Williams has been talking about this dress ritual for years, and at first, people laughed. They said he was just bitter or crazy, brushing it off as another conspiracy theory. But Katt never folded. When asked to explain, he doubled down, saying all conspiracies have some truth behind them. And now, with Terrence Howard stepping up and saying he felt pressured to take gay roles too, Katt standing right beside him. Word on the street is Katt Williams and Terrence Howard might be teaming up for a podcast, and fans are already losing it. Nothing's official yet, but the rumors alone have people hyped. If these two really link up and start spilling industry secrets, whew, Hollywood better brace itself because nothing would be off limits. One fan said it best. Will someone please put Terrence Howard and Katt Williams together in a room? People are calling it a potential media earthquake. If they drop this podcast, it could easily become one of the wildest, most unfiltered shows ever created. But now we gotta ask you, what do you think about Terrence refusing to play gay characters? Is he out of touch, or is there a deeper truth behind his stance? And what about Katt's long-standing claims about emasculation and humiliation rituals? Are they exposing the game or just stirring the pot? Let us know in the comments. Don't hold back. And if you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, share this video with your people, and tap that bell so you never miss a drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.